parliamentary semi-presidential republic located mostly in Western Europe, with several overseas regions and territories. Metropolitan France extends from the Mediterranean Sea to the English Channel and the North Sea, and from the Rhine to the Atlantic Ocean. France is a very economically and culturally developed country. It possesses the second largest exclusive economic zone in the world, and the world's fifth largest and Europe's second largest economy by nominal GDP. Therefore, it has always been a major power with strong cultural, economic, military, and political influence in Europe and around the world. This is also due to the fact that it created the second largest colonial empire, from the 17th to the early 20th century, ruling larger portions of first North America and India, and then Northwest and Central Africa, Madagascar, Indochina, and Southeast China, and many Caribbean and Pacific islands.
France has rather a long history with jazz music since it became significant during the start of the 1920s. The French acknowledged the beauty of American jazz but started making it their own. It was therefore officially introduced during the period of the 1930s. During the growth of this jazz, a group called the Quintet du Hot Club de France was created, and it became among the most significant jazz groups in European history. Le Caveau de la Huchette was an important locality for the French and the American jazz musicians to work and play. Here the two cultures would mix and mingle, and musical styles were created. These Americans would have an influence on French jazz, but at the same time, French jazz had its own inspiration as well. Quintet du Hot Club de France, also abbreviated as QDHCDF, was a jazz group founded by guitarist Django Reinhardt in France in 1934 and his friend violinist Stéphanie Grappelli. It was active from 1934 to 1948 under various forms. It was thought of and, for example, described as one of the most original bands in the history of recorded jazz by critic Thom Jurek. Their group featured Reinhardt, Grappelli, bassist Louise Viola, rhythm guitarist Roger Japot, and Joseph Reinhardt. How the band was formed is a story with several versions. The most common one is that the group evolved from a series of backstage jams led by Django Reinhardt with Stéphanie Grappelli. At this point, after a few months, Pierre Nourri and Chanels Deloy, two concert promoters and leaders of the Hot Club de France, a society devoted to the appreciation of jazz, decided to create a full-time group, and from here the band take the name. The group had to undergo various changes and mutations while it was molded by time and various situations. The group was separated, had new entries, changed name, and got through war. Right during the war, they issued the first recording of Django Reinhardt's composition Nuages, later to become a jazz.
Nuage is one of the best-known compositions by Django Reinhardt. He recorded about 13 versions of the song, which is a jazz standard and mainstay of the gypsy swing repertoire. It was originally just an instrumental piece, but as the time passed, the band added French and English lyrics to it. The title translates in English as Clouds. Through the English lyrics, adaptation is titled It's the Bluest Kind of Blues. Reinhardt's 1946 recording is in the key of G major. Selected list of recorded versions 1940-1953. 1940, 1st October, Django Reinhardt with the Quintet of the Hot Club of France. First recording of Nuage. 1942, Lucien Delisle, vocal version of Nuage, with lyrics in French by Jacques Larue. 1942, Danny Dennis with the Stanley Black Orchestra, vocal version titled It's the Bluest Kind of Blues My Baby Sings, with lyrics in English by Spencer Williams. 1946, Peggy Lee with Dave Barber and his orchestra, vocal version titled It's the Bluest Kind of Blues. This recording was not issued until 2000. 1947, Monica Lewis, vocal version titled It's the Bluest Kind of Blues. 1953, 10th March, Django Reinhardt, his final recording of Nuage. This song is a medium-slow 4/4 time in G major key. It is presented with a structure of AA including 16 bars. The thematic cell is constituted by the sentence of 6/8. You can find it at the beginning of the whole piece. It is revived with different harmonic relationships, more time during the piece at different heights. In any case, it is always constituted by a pickup chromatic of 2 notes followed by a descent of the remaining 4, nearly always in a chromatic way. The whole trend of the melody imposes a minor character progression. Nuage is one of the best